Arrest of Watson and Morgan comes amid a new effort by the sheriff's office to crack down on crime in Herrin. But Devin Kidd found out that announcement caught Herrin city leaders off guard. He is live in Williamson County to tell us more. Devin?
Kathy, the Herrin Police Department and the entire city of Herrin firing back at Williamson County Sheriff Jeff Diedrich as he's decided to put more deputies in the city of Herrin to help tackle crime. Herrin City Police Chief David Doris sent out a letter to Herrin residents today in response to the sheriff's claims of high crime and the enhanced presence of community impact patrols within the city limits. Chief Doris says his department responds to an average of nearly 1,000 calls every month and have put a new emphasis on juvenile crimes and stolen vehicles. The chief also says he is open to any collaboration with the sheriff's department, but he also claims that the sheriff never contacted him to work together to address these issues. This is what Sheriff Diedrich had to say about that.
A little bit appalled as the chief law enforcement officer that anybody could take a defensive response. We're only responding to the calls of the citizenry that are demanding more, but yet what I'm hearing is that there's not a problem in Herrin, that there's no crime, that the crime is under control. Well, that's not what the citizenry of Herrin is telling us. And while we're being told that from leaders, we're actively out with our community impact patrols, making criminal felony arrests and recovering stolen vehicles in that town.
Now, there is a lot of speculation on social media that this was a political move. This comes after Quinn Laird of Herrin, a former police chief of Herrin, announced that he is running for Williamson County Sheriff. That happened earlier this morning. Sheriff Diedrich says this is far from a political move and that the residents of Williamson County elected him to be the sheriff, and that is the job he is solely focused on doing at this time. Live in Marion, Devin Kidd, Heartland News.